last time, you guys took your new crew out on a mish, found out about some fast-moving mining operation that you were going to pop in while they were rolling out with all the goods and try to swoop on it. Like, you guys rolled up and set up in a good spot, and then somebody immediately rolled a fail, and other pirates popped out. They were also going for the same objective. And you ended up getting into a fight with them and ignoring the miners, and they escaped. And your ship, being pretty badass, outclassed the two ships, and you left one limped away while you boarded the other ship and started murdering people on the ship. Pressed a few people into the crew, a doctor, they stabbed some people, and then you did leave a few people alive on the ship, and you left them there, and you took parts off the ship to repair your ship, and then you left them kind of derelict in space. The crew was kind of pissed off because you guys didn't lead the money-making objective. You just basically emptied pirate ship. You guys did a quick other mission to an abandoned site, and on a good luck found a little bit of cash, which you were able to give to the crew to kind of pipe them down. And the reputation with the crew is that Spency's fucking crazy. The captain, though they didn't quite agree with the first military action, did deliver fiscally for them, so they are willing to keep following you. You guys also have started to build a reputation in the local community of the pirates and the miners based on what happened. Miners talk to each other. They are just going to say some crazy ship they've never seen before popped out. Then pirates popped out and fighting happened and they ran away. But the other pirates know what happened because they escaped or were left derelict on the ship. So among the pirates, you guys have a reputation for being a little crazy and ruthless, bloodthirsty over money thirsty based on your military actions, which is not how the pirates generally roll. They're very much coin first, but you guys were doing crazy shit. That's sort of what you've earned based on your behavior.
While we were scavenging off the pirate ship, I was looking for just small scrap materials to try and work on special bullets.
Yeah, you didn't actually do the scavenging part because you were taking over. But if you want to,
I still have an adventuring gear. Maybe I could spend on that.
You're just going to have to look somewhere else because
Okay.
you're kind of out of commission.
Can I make a quick look around the med lab to see if I can find anything to make sleep darts?
Are you trying to get the doctor to help you with this? Because, obviously he knows the medical equipment 1,000 times better than you do.
Yeah,
but you have to convince him first. And I know you D-stated charisma.
Yeah, I have decent intelligence and decent wisdom.
Why don't you roll both of those? Because you need one to know what the fuck is what, and one to do something else with that.
My wisdom roll is a natural 12. My intelligence roll is a 8.
So you find something clearly marked heavy anesthetic that you know can put a motherfucker to sleep if you give him enough. And you gather parts, maybe some syringes you think you can modify into darts and stuff. But with a mixed result, you're probably going to need help making them functional in your gun.
Okay.
But let's say you have the proper supplies to start this in day.
So either A.M.I or Enzo could help me with that. Probably Enzo, since he has a lot of experience with the nanobots and stuff.
Does anybody else have any other business?
I want to go to A.M.I and I want to ask it if it can you use your contacts to, I don't know, I'm assuming there's a pirate asteroid or basically a pirate island where everyone goes and parlays and hangs out and don't the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, that type of shit.
I have one hold left with this contact in this area concerning.
Yeah, so it's owned by a third party, but all the pirates go there and it's the best.
You're looking for the nearest pirate-friendly dock.
Pirate-friendly space station or something. They're the best pirate, there are no laws at this space station.
Preferably somewhere we can buy stuff.
Okay.
Or steal things.
You're sending a digital message to the guy you met on the other space station, right? Is that who this contact is still? Or is this a different contact?
This is a different contact.
This is a person who gave you data about the mining.
Yeah, and the shipping lane.
I'm going to say they come back with a general part of the section of the asteroid field where pirate ships seem to, when they flee, they head in that direction. When they appear, they often come from that direction. So you get a neighborhood of asteroids, let's say, that might be pirate territory and might be what you're looking for.
Captain Enzo, Where are you going? Come
Just like-
back, father.
I just walk in looking at my hand and sit down in the corner. And I walk over to A.M.I. and lean down and go, A.M.I, how you doing after everything yesterday?
A.M.I is fully functional, 100% operational.
I pat A.M.I on the top of the head with my robot arm and go, that's good to hear, pal. You keep up the good work. I'm proud of you. And I walk away and sit back down.
Captain Enzo, high pirate activity in this area. Shall we proceed to destination? Once we arrive at target location, I can scan the area. Beep boop. Boop boop.
And then I walk over to Enzo, aka now Dragzo. Hey, I have a project maybe me and you could work on the way over to the new location. So maybe A.M.I can take the sticks while me and Enzo work on that on the way over.
Yeah, and you take the controls before you pilot it.
I did get that extra point in dexterity.
Right.
For me to then give you another point.
To
like
announce
Han
my
Solo.
new wardrobe change for my character. Found some military boots or some sort, and maybe some cargo pants as well. They're going to be tucked into the military boots. But then I have my +1 armor that's going to be on, and then I'm still going to have my Mafia jacket with the sleeves cut off.
I always imagine the blue jackets as
Leather jackets.
velvet dinner jacket.
I always imagine them as Letterman jackets.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, see, okay, we all had different ideas.
Leather would actually probably make more sense, like that style.
I really hope that A.M.I is wearing clothes. Could it be like wearing like a hat or something?
You can dress A.M.I up however you want. A.M.I has no preference on. Yeah, A.M.I is
Personal
know
quest.
like a mix
Like,
between Wally
how
and
self-aware
Johnny
is it?
Five. So
Right.
he's
Yeah,
like
so is
he's
it-
like wiry, and I have
Is
no
it,
armor.
is it
so
gaining more consciousness as we go
Only-
along?
that's the goal. Yeah.
I mean,
One
I-
piece of personality, you know, just like maybe like a flower in like your lapel or some stupid, not even a real flower, just a drawn on flower or sticker.
my God.
But with crayon.
Are we gonna make a roll for me and Enzo making these sleep darts?
You haven't started flying anywhere yet. To fly somewhere, you need to roll the engines, you need to roll the navigation, and you need to roll the piloting.
I want
What
to
is
roll
his
to
stats?
do like a not a hack, but like a
Yeah, and Maria
some
has
kind
the
of thing on our computer system where A.M.I can work two systems at the same time. Can we do that?
Yeah, I can access them from
Can-
a single
yeah.
point, but I can't use two at the same time. But yeah, that's a good idea.
I think that's pretty big
Hmm.
because I think we would have to change A.M.I as well. A.M.I would need some sort of upgrade, and I think it would cost him a level. which you may
Memory
not wanna
space
spend,
low.
because that's like a character power. That's like I can attack two enemies.
Please install more RAM.
Somebody want to astrogate there to this location?
11.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have one of the
Crewman?
randoms take over
Sure.
for shields.
I guess I'm piloting then. We can make a roll for the sleep darts when we get there, maybe. Because once we navigated, A.M.I can take the piloting, right?
I mean, you're not in combat. A.M.I could do both. You know what I mean? A.M.I could have navigated, sent the navigation to the pilot thing, flipped over to pilot mode, started piloting. You know, there's no urgency right now.
I got a 10.
You got it nicely humming.
Um,
Maria looks at your new outfit as you're in engineering, and she says, "Taking on the role of captain now, Enzo, aren't you?
I'm gonna look at her and be like, "R."
Just try not to get us killed, okay?"
And then I'm gonna walk away, and I'm gonna be limping on my right side, just for no reason, like I have a wooden leg.
Roll charisma to perform that in a way that conveys what you mean.
Scanning for eye patch.
Yeah, that is a crit fail.
You go to do this thing, and you think you're being slick, and you fucking slip because you've shifted your weight more, and you fall and you hit the deck hard. And you're gonna take damage. You take 4 damage.
Jesus.
You hit the deck hard. You smack your head on the deck, and she runs over. She's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Enzo!
Oh, one of the crew members walks out and places down a wet floor sign.
We just mopped that. We had an oil leak earlier." So Enzo is taking an injury. Who's making the piloting roll?
I'll do it. Sweet. That's a 12.
Take it out. It's nice and smooth. This engine feels like it's purring extra smooth right now because Enzo was down there dialing it in. And it just feels, you know, when you get in your car some days and it just feels better than other days. It feels good, right? And you have a good nav roll and you get it rolling, and then you can hand off the controls to A.M.I if you want to try to convince Enzo to help you do stuff in one of the labs.
All right, Enzo. So I wanted to try and make some sleep darts for my gun. And I know you made your gun, so maybe you could help me out. And I take everything that I found and I put it out on the table.
All right. I am just gonna start messing with it. Not gonna make it. I'll try to make it as nice as possible. I'm gonna do it as fast as possible, though. You know, like some MacGyver stuff. Oh, that's good because it's a
So
9.
anyway, you're not
So-
going to do a good job. You're going to rush it, is what you're telling me?
Well, I got a 9.
As a 10.
Okay, so that makes your 9 a full success. Because of it.
All right.
You build some quick and dirty sleeping darts that can fire. You make the dart part. You haven't fully tested shooting them, but you think they'll survive being fired out of is 9mm or 45, whatever it was. So as you guys are finishing the darts, I don't know, let's say you got 6 of them. And so the doctor walks in at 11 and says, "What are you guys, Captain? What are you working on? Do you need any help?"
I don't know, Spency. Do you want to test out your toy on him?
Oh my God, surely. I'm gonna look over at him and I'm gonna go, you know, I took a couple things from the lab and I was working on some ammo for my gun, but it's nothing you should worry about, pal, unless you want to be on the receiving end of it. And I give him a little wink.
No, I don't want to be on the receiving end of it, but I do want to be a valued crew member and an unexpendable member of the crew. So if there is something you need done with medical knowledge, of course, I'm your number one doctor boy.
Now let me ask you.
And-
Let me ask you this here, Mr. Doctor Guy. Now, if I wanted to get one of my eyes taken out, you know what I'm saying? Taken out. It works now, but I want to get taken out. And I want to get a robotic eye right there. But it's going to have a patch over it, but I can see through the patch. You know what I'm saying? Like a sunglass type thing.
I mean, I
You have the skills to do that if I bring you the materials.
I suppose we could do that, yes. You have the equipment here, and I've done surgeries before.
I walk over to I hand him one of the darts and I go, "What do you think about this? You think this is enough to knock somebody out?"
Is this, and he looks over at the table and sees the bottle you pulled, and he tries to estimate that. He's like, "So I certainly think it would be. Be careful administering this to anyone of a small stature. It could stop their heart. You know, if you gave this to like a child."
And I
Hey.
slap it right back out of his hand and I go,
Hey,
"Thanks a
who's
lot,
saying
pal.
that?
I'll be hitting you
Yeah.
up if I need to make anything else cool."
Good
And I
thing
walk
about
away.
shooting children. What are you talking about?
I'm just providing it as medical reference.
I just want
that is
robot
enough
eyes.
to.
You're talking about experimenting on children.
No, of course not, Captain. I wouldn't talk about experimenting
All right,
on
all right,
children.
all right.
all right.
All hands on deck. We're going into some hostile territory. Go down to the, I don't know,
Yes, Captain.
infirmary.
And he goes just across the hall to the other laboratories. That's the medical one. Pull over to that A.M.I. You're piloting at this point, and you guide the ship over towards the asteroids. You are now, if you imagine the belt, you are now sort of going around the outside, and you've gotten to the point where you have to turn into the belt and be in the neighborhood.
I'm
What do you do?
switching off of engineering to go to
Okay.
shields. Like telling, I don't know how I communicate with the little monster, but with
Yes,
Oza.
the nanites
Azul.
transmit you brainwaves.
Yeah, so I communicate with Azul to get to the whatever station it fires from, just in case someone tries to get the jump on us.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna hand the wheel back to Spency, and I'm gonna move over to sensors, and then I wanna scan the area for
You're
pirates.
muted, Spencer. Yeah, he's putting you in piloting. So scan the area for pilots is wisdom.
11.
You are scanning the area and you find a debris trail. Chunks of metal that kind of look like they're floating apart and back, and you're able to follow. Oh, there's a little like liquid, and you think that the injured ship has limped its way into this part of the asteroid field, and you think you could give jet telemetry to Spency so he could pilot.
The same ship we were fighting, or another?
Make an intelligence roll to analyze what all this debris is.
I rolled a 1.
Cool.
You mean a 2?
I rolled a 1. I rolled,
He's got
a-
negative.
it's a
I rolled
minus.
3 minus 2.
You have a negative
That's
2.
good. So we're gonna die.
Emmy's not real smart, guys.
That
He
doesn't
only
make any
knows
sense.
about the things that you tell him. That's
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 great.
building off the intelligence of others. He doesn't know how to applicate it correctly.
It's like hooked up to the internet though. Like it should know
Yeah, come on.
everything.
If it was the same ship or not. While I'm trying to computate this,
Oh, I'll give you one of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've become confused because you're spending so much data energy trying to analyze, and you suck at it. So it's just like it bogs down the system. So
Yeah.
let's do that. We'll give you that disability. So, how does this exhibit on A.M.I?
You see an event flap like open on his head, and you can see inside all the mechanical and the wiring stuff. It's just kind of sparking a little bit in a very hazardous way.
The technician that's like nearest that station is looking over and goes, Captain, something's wrong with the robot.
I think she'll be okay.
Ship in proximity.
She was made in outer space.
Pirates nearby. Single pirates in your area.
Okay, so you pilot the ship and you're able to follow the trail, and it winds through the asteroid field until you come to this large asteroid, and it has a big dent in it where another asteroid collided with it and worked back away like a giant crater. And as it turns into catching some of the light from the inner solar system, you see there's like a station built in the middle down into this crater, and there's landing ports where multiple ships are.
I'm gonna land this thing.
As you get close to the station, someone hails the ship.
Hello, yeah, we're just trying to dock and grab a couple of drinks, relax. The crew's been on the ship for a long time. Is there anywhere we can land? Over.
You need to identify yourself. You're not on our rosters.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. What was your name, sir?
This is Bonzai Station Control. Identify yourself.
I am Spency Mara of the Drago Azul. We're just a couple of fellas trying to kick our feet up.
And there's a pause. The voice comes back and says, "What class of ship is that you're piloting?"
That would be a junked one, sir.
Tell him it's an A+ ship. Very good.
It was a state-of-the-art ship that went down on a crater. We found it. We fixed it. It's ours now. You got an issue? I'm sorry. And I'm going to intimidate him.
There's a silence for a moment, and you guys are floating towards the station. And another voice comes up, a much deeper man's voice. And he says, "So, a CD vessel with a fresh paint job was just reported fighting other pirate vessels. And then, rolling up on my doorstep is a CD vessel with a fresh paint job and some battle scars."
We are here to party.
I'm going to jump on the mic and I'm going to say, this is Captain Dragzo of the Drago Azul. We come in peace. We do not wish to fight anyone today. It would be illogical.
Okay, roll.
That's an 11.
Voice comes back and says, "Good to meet you, Captain. I am Captain Barnwell, and I am in charge of this station. And every man who steps foot on this station abides by a few simple rules. 1, no combat in our airspace. 2, no weapons inside the station. 3, all your scuffles need to be settled elsewhere. If you break these rules, you will be blacklisted. And any approach in our airspace will be met with hostility. And trust me, everyone needs us. So you'll be fighting every pirate in the neighborhood. Now, your business with these other ships, that's none of ours. You just keep it out of our airspace. Do you understand me, Captain?"
Arr.
And then the other voice comes back and says, "Are we transmitting docking coordinates to you now?"
I call back to him and go, copy that.
And as you come into docking, why don't you roll just to not fuck this up?
9.
Okay, it's not the most graceful landing, but it is successful. But as you land, you see other ships parked here, and you do see one of the ships you were in a fight with, the one that
Lovely.
limped away, is being repaired. There's like little robot floating around the outside of it, welding and cutting.
I'm going to go to my room on the spaceship, and then I'm going to put away all of my weapons except for my pistol.
It's going to be the only weapon we're going to be able to have in there.
Putting away my assault rifle and my knife, but I'm keeping my flashlight.
I am a weapon, but I won't be taking any of my ranged. I have throwing knives, but they're probably more stakes.
Shards of metal.
Yeah, that I can
Delicious.
just propel out, or that I sling with my claw, and I just...
What's that?
Your
sound
whole
like again?
upper body turns like you're a pitching machine. Enzo, what are you taking? Do you guys take any? Are you guys taking anyone else with you?
I think I'm going to take the little monster guy, or the Azul,
Azul, your
Yeah.
homunculus?
like to everything.
Yeah, he does.
So it's like, might as well bring him. And just
He's
like,
actually a very competent member of the crew.
Could it like be on my shoulder? like a parrot.
Yeah, yeah. I
But,
mean,
like, that's-
it's gushy, so it can like maybe it just flattens out against your back, and just a chunk of it comes up like a parrot, but the rest of its weight is like spread out. So you got the blob on you. You taking any crew members, any NPCs?
Ami's gonna scan the room and then just kind of ask abroad the crew the greatest mechanical skill.
One of the guys points at one of the other guys, and then he like shrugs. He's like, "I guess." Me?"
As he shrugs and puts his arm out, I and grab him by the wrist, and I'm like holding his hand, and I start dragging him along with the shore party.
Captain. All right. So, what is this guy's name? He's like a
Giuseppe.
miner. Conway.
I like Conway.
Mechanic. The
Conway
guy, yeah.
is the most mechanically inclined guy on the bridge at the time.
But
You have many more mechanically inclined persons, including Enzo.
he's the crewman that I'm choosing to be our mechanic, but also to be my
Be your
pet.
best friend.
Yeah, be my interpreter, or just some part of the crew that can interpret for me that's not one of the guys.
And then so what does Conway look like, or can we kind of decide?
The red shirt.
Conway is a roughneck minery dude. They were fringe miner, like they were illegal miners. I think he's got that, like when you see old timey pictures of people that like worked in coal mines and shit, where they're like have no fat on them. So he's not big, but he's just like kind of Bruce Lee buff, where he just has no fat and he works with his whole body. So four of you go to, and the gloop. You got Conway. You guys go down
We have
that
Azul. Too.
gangway.
Don't forget Azul.
Yeah, and
Oh
Azul.
yeah, we have Azul.
My best friend.
And there is a security checkpoint to get in past your little private docking space. And there's like a guy down there who's yelling at other people, like seems to be in charge of the guards around the front of the base. But this isn't like a military place. This guy's not like an officer in a suit. He's like another roughneck pirate. And he's just yelling at these other guys that are under him. And they say, "You gotta check all these new guys before we let them in." And a couple of guys walk over to you, are ready to search you, to submit to them searching.
Emi and Conway should be in the clear.
Conway didn't know he was going. Odds or evens.
Odd.
He's got nothing on him. He has like a tool, and they give it back to him. They look at your flashlight, kind of look at your gravity glove, and this guy's kind of an idiot, doesn't really know what it is. And then he goes, "They're clear." Like, "All right, you guys heard the rules, right? Basically, no causing trouble. All right, you go ahead."
All right, so what do we see? Is it like Disneyland? It's like Main Street. You just walking down.
So you walk into this, and this main chamber is big, and it's like a bazaar. Like these are just all little indents off the wall that's somebody's like little boot, and some have food, and some of them have booze, and some of them have wares, and some of them have just little curtains. And the one booth is just a variety of different ethnicities and gender profiles and mutations of people that are just all being sexy and trying to get you to give them money to go behind their little curtain. And it's all that sort of thing. It's no holds bars, fucking bazaar of everything down here on the lower level. As you look up, this chamber goes up and you can see into other levels. The next level up seems to be private space, like people have, like you could get a room or an office. And then it tiers up, and in the top, there's a center thing that kind of hangs down, and this has tons of glass around it, and you can see that's the control room. You can see the man you're pretty sure you spoke to, and he's looking down as you guys watch in as like his watchful gaze is above the hole. He's a really tall man in a full captain style long coat, like he's on the deck of a tall ship, and he has a huge black beard.
Like how huge? Like down to his belly button? Like
no,
like
probably
ZZ
like
Top
sternum
shit?
though, sternum, and but wide,
Oh,
like
shit.
it's anime huge. Did you roll a fail?
Oh, yeah.
I get some XP.
Cool. You roll a fail, and the moment you guys walk in, somebody who's drinking at one of the stalls slams his cup on the ground and says, "You're the motherfuckers who just came in that blue-painted ship. You sons of bitches attacked us and didn't even go for the fucking money. What kind of shit pirates are you?"
In that moment, I'm gonna look dead at that guy in the eyes, and I'm just in a low guttural voice gonna say, "You look at us and say another word, and I'll end you right where you stand. Scum." Alien intimidation. That's 10.
So he stops and realizes how drunk he is, takes a step back. and runs off in the other direction.
I'm going to try to pull Spencer away, and I'm going to tell the crowd as we're leaving, sorry, guys, it's our first day as pirate.
People scoff at that. He looks like a drunken pirate. So what do you guys want to do? What Enzo, A.M.I?
We need to find a job.
I'm gonna drag Conway around with me and look for a terminal or something so I can jack into my system.
Yeah.
Into the net. So what I want to do
Love.
to get more hold for my network in this asteroid belt, because we're essentially in the same area and there's no new information that I can really get. So I want to sell the information about the Galaxy Research Station and do a data dump to get some goodwill with my network. I need to seed some information.
Okay. Right, that's part of this, right?
The peer-to-peer network. Gotta
Yeah.
share.
So what data are you dropping?
Information about the
Location.
the location and its current status as that, and maybe kind of hint at, hey, there's this research station out by Neptune totally unattended to right now.
Okay. Do you mention a crash of a CD ship?
I think so. I think A.M.I is... Oh, here's everything that I know. Nothing...
Okay.
Since they hacked into the system, they don't know that it's the Gamma terrorists. These ships like crashed into the station and they killed the commander and
Right.
and aliens and
Cool. So you dump all that data. So that gives you what back? You get hold back?
all my hold. So I get 2 plus charisma. I want to find a job for the cap. I'm mega posting on pirate job boards and pirate forums. Drago Azul for hire. Do you need a team of mercs?
No job too big, no job too small.
There is escort jobs available. Involve piloting along with merchants or miners and running protection from pirates. And that's the kind of thing you find if you're posting about mercenary work. That's the easy find. If you want to find something crazier, why don't you roll some dice?
I'm still confused, so I'm gonna roll wisdom 7.
You get a response back that's not about the escort mission shit. That's just somebody like, I've got a crazy job if you're up for it.
We are here to party.
Meet me by the ale stand.
Share this information with Captain Enzo. Dragzo.
So it just shows me that there's a bar local.
I'm gonna do the same thing that I did last time, and I'm just gonna start rolling to the location where the
Are
contact.
you still holding on? He's
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
On the way over there, can I be looking for any stands that have any scrap material or things that
Yeah.
I could use to make other bullets? Maybe electrical units or
Yeah,
anything
roll
like that?
wisdom to search the bazaar for what you're looking for.
6. Fail.
You wander off looking for a stall. We'll come back to what happens to that in a minute. Enzo, what are you doing? Your party is split in 2 different directions. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna follow A.M.I to wherever it may go.
Okay, A.M.I, you roll over to one of the booths that just sells booze, and there is a person kind of leaning up against the wall next to it, drinking out of his cup, looking very sly. And you and Conrad roll up. You assume this is the...
I run into him, and I run into the cart and like rattle all of his bottles of booze.
The person behind the cart says, "What the hell is your robot doing?" And Conrad's like, I don't know. It just does what it wants. I'm not in charge of it. I'm sorry.
We're here for
And the
the
guys-
job.
The guy you ran in the foot of is like, you gotta learn to keep this goddamn thing under control, man. And Conrad's like, I don't know what it's doing. I have no idea what it's doing. Please don't hurt me.
Okay, I'm right there as well.
You will walk over and see this as Conrad is talking.
I'm
Join the
gonna
party.
use my telekinetic communication with Azul to tell it to get me one of the drinks.
Okay.
And then while it's going for the drink, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing either. Oh my gosh.
Are you telling it to do it like subterfuge? Like you want it to steal?
No,
you a
you just
drink?
gotta
Or you want it to
blatantly
go
do it.
buy a drink?
Not buy, just go grab
Just
one.
physically grab one.
Yeah, I don't know
So
how long
you-
it could stretch out or how that works with it, but like, could it just stretch all the way to the?
Oh, so
To the-
you're making
to
a
the
distraction
refrigerator?
then.
No, not even
So-
distraction. I want to blatantly do it like right in front of the guy. Just reach into the refrigerator, grab one, and bring it back to me.
Azul forms into a large, slimy appendage and reaches out and just pulls a bottle off the table and pulls it over to you. And he says, "Hey, those cost money.
And I'm gonna look at A.M.I and say, "Pay the man."
And I transfer some money into his account, not his merchant account, like his personal account.
That you shouldn't have access to.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck?
We're here for the job.
The guy's foot you run into and says, what is this robot talking about?
And then I project a little hologram of our
The network?
advertisement and
Oh, your advertising. And he kind of covers that up. He like tries to cover your projection. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. And he looks at the three of you and says, "If you're interested, come close. I don't want to understand."
what?
Now, I pray tell of great treasure that we could achieve if we are willing to take great risks. Are you man enough for it? Do you got the steel to set sail and find the real treasure?
Is it the city of Diablo?
No, it's not Eldorado. There was a station, a floating station around Titan that lost orbit and floated out into space, and no one's been able to locate. I believe I have triangulated its trajectory, and if we can find it, we'll find the lost data of research worth millions.
So I'll message Spency and I'll wait for him to get there. We're gonna have to wait. I need another human to talk this over with. No offense.
What
You're
about
looking
Conway?
for-
Cadet Conway?
Offense meant Conway.
Benzie, you failed to find anything of interest at the bazaar. I guess you get a text from Enzo.
I immediately check my data device and see what he said.
I just turn around and I go, "Hey, we're over here." It can't be that big, right? We're on the first level.
Yeah, you can find each other.
So I head over to them.
So Spency, this guy says he's got a space station out there that's up for grabs and it's worth millions. You win?
Dragzo, how much do you trust me?
I don't know. Probably as far as I can throw you. But we're in space, so
You can throw me pretty far in here. I have an idea. It's a long shot. Let's see if we can get him to talk about this somewhere not here, as in our ship. And then I say we make a move.
make a move for what?
I just make a wink at him.
Okay. You're trying to betray him way too early. We gotta go a couple levels down before we betray people.
Look, all I'm saying is,
We gotta find the place.
if
Then we
he knows where
betray.
it is, I'm sure his
There's more of us.
I'm sure his data device does. I don't think we need the dead weight.
Well, we'll get there. When we get there, we'll just make another decision.
Fair
But
enough.
for now, let's see what the guy has to offer.
I'm down to listen.
All right, so we walk back over to this bartender,
Well, are you
cart
are you-
tender.
down for the adventure?
So tell me, old man, how many people have you told this wild story about?
No, just you.
Just us.
Just you. Yes. I was waiting for the right crew to come on when I saw your ad.
I never use this, but because of my race, I'm an excellent judge of character. When I meet someone, I can always tell their true alignment. So
His
I'd
alignment
I'd like to use that.
chaotic.
Chaotic. I'm in. Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yes, his alignment is chaotic. As you get the vibe that that's probably a very popular alignment at this general place. A lot of pirates would be chaotic.
All right, I think we should start this off by you telling us your name.
You can
And
call,
maybe get another drink over here from my buddy Spency while we talk about the split of this vast treasure you speak of.
you can call me Jenkins.
So the only thing that you're missing to get to this treasure is a ship. We so happen
Yeah.
to have one.
A ship and a crew.
Are you ready to leave now?
We can leave right away.
Let's grab his beer cart and let's head back to the ship. The whole cart.
You're trying to take the whole beer cart? Are you picking it up and carrying it yourself?
We're loading up A.M.I with as many beers as we can take.
No, I'm gonna
Oh.
have. How big is it's a cart, right? So there's wheels on it. So I'm just gonna pick up one side and just.
I mean, it's a stand.
It's a stand.
Yeah, there's stands. You know,
Okay.
He doesn't have to move around. It stays in the
Okay,
same
well,
place.
Abby's a cooler, right? So we're gonna fill her up with beers and ice.
All right, Amy, make a constitution roll.
10.
Good. All right. So you seem to not get anything important wet, and you are now holding a lot of beer. Let's say 10 beers. Amy loaded with beer and Jenkins in tow. Are you guys returning the ship, or did you want to do other things on the station?
I want to take Conway to a scrap store, like a place where they
I follow them.
would be selling a rummage sale or like a flea market.
Roll wisdom to try to find what you're looking for.
7.
You can find a junk dealer, but it doesn't look like a good selection of junk. Someone that is selling weird assortment of shit that might have something.
Good day, sir.
Oh, the robot's talking to me. And Connie's like, hell, yeah, he does, it does that, she does that? I'm not sure what its pronouns are.
I am artificial mobile intelligence here for upgrades for the Drago Azul, and I flash him the specs of the CD ship that we have.
Oh!
I quickly step in front of A.M.I. and go, sorry, A.M.I. gets a little out of hand sometimes. You can call it A.M.I. Anyways, we're here just looking for a couple materials, maybe upgrade my friend here who likes to be a little oversharing. How you doing? My name's Spency.
Good to meet you. As the old guy shakes your hand. What kind of stuff you looking for?
Anything that's got electrical parts. Just take a look around if that's all right with you, sir.
He pulls out a bucket that has electrical and computer parts in it, and it's like just a random assortment of shit, like a fan, out-of-date graphics card.
I ask him if there's anything else he has in the back.
What are you looking for?
You got anything special? Something that you don't normally
What
show
are
to
you-
most people?
What are you
I'm just trying to get him to go to the back.
roll charisma.
11.
Okay, so he goes special, okay, and he starts wandering towards the back of his thing. Pulls back curtain, and it's like scratching his head.
Just looking through that bucket that he left there of all these electrical parts, and I'm gonna try and pocket a couple of things.
Okay, roll dexterity.
Oh yeah, that's a 11.
Okay, let's say you pocket 2 upgrades that we can use those like adventuring gear towards like AMI upgrades or ship upgrades. Or something.
And then I'm gonna set that down and start looking around the rest of the store. And I look over at Conway and I go,
Conway just nods as he like looks at his wrist, which is still being bound by the robot's grip.
I drag him around the scrapyard, and I'm grabbing pieces and showing it to him. Is this any good? Good? Specifically looking for maybe a part of a ship part, like a diamond in the rough. There's like 1/3 of a quantum generator in here. Looking around
Okay, what's your
This
intention
place.
with these parts?
to upgrade the ship. Basing on where we ended up at the store,
Roll
probably not
wisdom.
going to be great.
Yeah.
But it's why I brought Conway
Yeah,
to
'cause he'll
verify.
help you identify.
It's
shit.
just 9
Okay, odds or evens?
evens.
You hold something up and Conrad goes, I think I've seen that. I'm pretty sure that's an impulse. I've seen that like under a console or something.
I let go of his wrists
Oh, Jesus.
and I put both hands
Christ.
on the piece, and I'm just like looking at it, analyzing it.
The old man comes back with a fucking, like something made of wood, like a carved wood bird. He's like, this is special. Is this what you're looking for? This
And
ornate
I-
hand-carved earthwood bird. Earthwood!
I look at him and I go, maybe, you willing to trade that for something?
What do you got to trade?
I hand him out a data device. It's Julian's. It's drained of all data.
Oh, this is actually a pretty nice quality data device. Roll charisma.
9.
All right, I'll do it. Deal.
I take it from him.
What's up, A.M.I. with Conrad? He's now wringing his wrist. You're holding the item. What are you trying to do now?
I take it and sleight of hand into
Traction.
Conway's pocket.
Your pockets are full of beer, so
Yeah.
Yeah, your storage is full of beer.
I rolled an 11.
so good. What Conrad's ringing is like you like reach into his pants and just shove it in. It's like, oh shit, and you just shove it down his crotch, and then I assume roll away.
Objective complete.
Then you roll after Spency. Anything else before returning the ship?
I'm going to go up to Amy and grab a beer out of it. Use the top of the edge to like pop the top off.
Wedge it in the neck joint and.
The eye socket. Even though there's probably like an adapter on it.
So you guys start drinking the beer in A.M.I. Are you returning to the ship or are you doing something
Yeah,
else?
we're starting to walk back to the ship.
As Conway goes and tries to grab a beer, I like close the compartment.
I turn around and hand my beer to Conway
Oh.
as to make a bond with him, like an
Oh.
NPC. Like I
Yeah,
care
yeah.
about you.
Yeah. I mean, you're the crazy one, so he probably thinks it's really special. Thank you, sir.
Boy
I
Scout.
guess you out. And he very joyfully is drinking this.
Amy, can you sing braggadocious, like just talking about how we're the fucking shit, the best pirates, and like we're doing it right in the middle of the pirate safe haven as we're walking back to our ship.
You're like the teenage punks that are like blasting the lot with the rap music or whatever.
Oh, poor old soul. Drago Azul is here. The best. We rumble and tumble and rock and sock 'em, and we are robots Azul.
Yeah, Robopocalypse. Yeah.
Robopocalypse.
And then I'm gonna chug my drink. I gotta do a constitution.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab another drink out of A.M.I. and crack it.
And Amy's gonna grab one too and just pour it onto his face.
So we
Just
all gotta do
following up-
Constitution.
Yeah, oh, everybody make a constitution check.
I had an 8.
You get a -1 to whatever the next thing you roll for is. I'll give you guys a +1 next time you interact with Conrad because he feels like he's part of the team since you gave him a beer and you guys completed the thing and there was like a joyous part at the end. Like he's like bought in.
The guy's
You
with
guys-
us, right? The
Jenkins.
You guys all return to the ship. What do you want to do? You got Jenkins on board. Conroy goes back to working on a bridge station. He's probably the guy who like fills in on shields when you put somebody on shields. That's probably Conrad.
I'd like to go to my quarters and restock my bag of all my things. I would like to upgrade my handgun, if that's okay.
What do you want to do to it?
Since I have one of those venturing upgrades, I would like to try and upgrade my gun to where I have the ability to switch between incendiary and ice rounds.
Got to roll intelligence to see if you can make it do its thing.
Chen.
Okay, cool. So you have neutral and you have like cryo rounds, and somehow you've reversed the system so it runs in reverse where it sucks the heat out of the round instead of pumping it full of heat. And then
So,
you've
yeah.
also figured out how to turn it on.
So it'll freeze. I'll have ice damage, fire damage, and
Yeah,
normal
the
damage.
people will have to roll to see if there's like a negative effect. What's up with other people?
All right, I'm gonna call like an officers meeting.
Who's included in that? Tell me who the officers are in your mind.
The second in command would be Spency, like the OP. What is it? The CO.
Commanding officer, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the CO, and then it would also the pilot.
So does this meeting include anybody else?
I would
There's
say
the guy.
Maria and Giuseppe.
There's also the guy who's kind of represents the crew who you negotiated with, Quartermaster. Should you include him or the doctor or Giuseppe or Maria?
Maria and Giuseppe for sure, just because they've been with us. And then maybe the guy, the leader of the red shirt, the leader of the red
Yeah.
shirts, and the
Quartermaster.
doctor. Should we do the
That's
doctor too?
And
Yes.
what's his name? Jenkins.
And Jenkins.
I mean, should Jenkins be there? I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm bringing everyone together so we can talk to Jenkins.
I want to stand next to Conway. Hey, I got you something. It's kind of special, but I want you to have it. Take care of it and make sure if you ever leave the ship, unless it's a big issue, don't have it on you. And I hand him Julian's gun.
Oh shit. He's like, oh. He slips you back whatever the fuck A.M.I. put down his pants. It's just the robot made me take this from that guy.
Hey, Conway, you're a good lad. I'd like to
It's-
maybe have a training session with you if you're down. And look, man, there's no need to fear me. I'm just a little confused. That's all. Trying to figure it out now. And I kind of start to
Alright.
shuffle away over to Enzo, and I put that in my like cargo pant pocket.
So Enzo, you were in the captain's meeting quarters, the ready room, right? That's what it is in Star Trek. And you have gathered in front of you your people, your senior staff, the guy who speaks for the crew, the quartermaster, your chief engineer in Maria, your second in command Reggie, and third in command Enzo, and who's left? Is A.M.I. You're there as well, I assume.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Just gathering. Yeah, you're just always there. No one seems in.
Yeah,
who's
like
all there.
Emma, I would assume that like Emma could control everything if it really needed to, like whether or not it understands the command structure past captain. So like it could just take over and do whatever it wants. I feel like.
And then you've got Jenkins, who knows about what we're talking about.
Yeah, so
Well,
I'm assuming at this point Jenkins has Ocean's 11 presentation he can show us on getting this treasure, and he can show all of us right now the proof and where it's gonna be and whatnot.
what do you?
We got a job offer, could be some real good money. This guy right here says all he needs is a ship, and he's willing to split it with us. Everyone in this room gets an equal cut.
I spend one of my network holds and I ask him if there are any traps.
He sends you some data. Project this for me. would you robot at a space station, like data readout, he shows like Mark, we would dock here and there might be security features on the station still active. The station will be damaged and we will need to get to the main data core here, and shows the map on the station, and retrieve that data and then get back to your ship. We don't really know the status of the station. It sort of floated off course after some sort of explosion took place on the station. But we don't really know what happened. No one quite knows. But we know that this station was the prime state research station at the time for the Mars colonization effort, and is where a lot of new research was being done on the subject of terraforming the planet. Very valuable data.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. I'm down. Are you expecting there to be survivors still on the ship? How long has it been since it went off course?
It's been off course for probably 2 weeks now. Possible if people are alive, they're still alive. The quartermaster, the one who speaks as a cruises, I don't know how you verify this data, but it's your call, Captain. We'll follow you if you think it's worth it. And Maria, I don't know. How did you find this guy?
He was at the bar. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Oh, you just tell everybody at the bar that you got a spaceship you can fly around and do their chores with?
So is that a no, Maria?
Whatever.
I'd like to walk over to A.M.I and grab 2 beers, and then walk over to Jenkins and go, hey, I'd like to talk to you about something. Maybe you might have some information, but I think we should talk somewhere where no one's going to hear us. How about a beer? And I hand him a drink.
You're just doing this in the ready room in front of everybody?
I'm trying to pull him aside a little bit, trying to be nonchalant about it.
In a meeting room, in the middle of a meeting, it's going to be really hard to be nonchalant about it.
I'm trying to be like, hey, you want to go have a drink?
Your
Not even
captain's
done.
still holding...
Yeah, we're not even done with the meeting yet.
Oh, okay, my bad. Till the meeting's over to do that. My bad. I thought it
Everyone
was
looks
over.
at you weird because you're causing some kind of social faux pas. Like, even the people who aren't pirates are like, we're clearly still at
I thought the meeting was over. That's why I did that.
I think he's an alcoholic.
I go, sorry. I thought it was over. Enzo, please. I withdraw my hand from handing him the beer, and I hold on to the 2, and I look at A.M.I just so I feel the comfort in the robot bond that we have.
I pull out the 2 remaining beers that we have, and I start holding them like how he's holding them.
in solidarity, just holding 4 beers at each other.
And at this point, all the ice from A.M.I just falls out the bottom.
There's just a trail of water wherever A.M.I was. Hopefully, like,
Or A.M.I. I'm gonna spend my other upgrade on A.M.I for sure.
So,
Yes.
Enzo, this is your meeting. What's happening now?
Well, we voted, right? Spencer said yes.
Coordinates received.
Is that the meeting? I'm looking at Enzo dead in the face.
Okay, so we need to make sure before we go on this mission, we need to make sure that we have enough suits for all of us to go onto that ship, and enough air for all of us to go onto that ship. I'm assuming that there was like at least a couple suits on this ship, right?
You have, like spacewalk suits?
And oxygen as well.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys. I'm gonna jump onto engineering first.
You guys just barely parked. You guys could hang out and take a rest.
I'm gonna make that roll to try and pull Jenkins away. I'm gonna take him to my quarters because I want to talk
Okay.
privately with him.
He'll go with you to your quarters.
We enter my quarters and I pull him aside and I go, look, I have some things that I want to talk to you about. Some things that a lot of the other crew doesn't understand. And you seem like a seasoned guy yourself. At this point, I want to be stealthily grabbing for my gun,
What
The
the
one
fuck?
that pops out of your arm?
prepping it to fire.
Well, you have to pull it out of your arm.
I'm just going to be opening the compartment really slowly so the mechanism doesn't make any sound. 10.
So he doesn't notice. He is looking you in the face and listening to what you're saying.
And I ask him and I go, have you ever seen anything non-human attached to humans? And I look at him with alien intimidation.
Roll your intimidation.
Since you already established that, like, we all thought it was weird that he talked about it in the middle, could we do a roll on them leaving and like how long they've been gone and all that stuff?
Sure. Let's figure out what he rolled here.
12.
Jesus.
Okay,
Natural.
he kind of freezes. Like, he's holding a beer and he just freezes uncomfortably. Like, he wants to run away, but he also doesn't want to get eaten, kind of thing. Like a mouse, just frozen.
And I look at him and I point the gun right at his forehead and I said, I asked you a question. Wrong answer. And I shoot him with one of those rounds that we talked about.
You made
Okay.
a thing that you're not Enzo. You don't know how he made you. You just fucking put some biological material into a dart. And so this is good. You don't know what fuck all this is gonna do.
That's a 14. I rolled 8 damage. He's dead. I just killed him. It doesn't matter if I turned him into an alien or not. He's dead.
Oh, you blast the dart straight into his brain, and he falls over dead.
At this point, I would like to roll to see if I turn alien. 7.
You had to make success in the ship, so I think you're fucking losing your shit a little bit now. I think you need to take the next opportunity for violence.
I'm gonna rip his heart out and eat it.
Okay, that's violence.
Can I roll wisdom to see if A.M.I detects this on, like, you know, the ship sensors? Shots detected.
Yes,
Like,
definitely. Roll wisdom to see if you notice the gunfire inside your ship.
10.
Yeah, totally.
Captain Enzo, all security personnel to the shady alley behind the officers' quarters.
You blast it over the speaker, or you just tell Enzo?
I tell Enzo, and then I guess it's up to him if he wants to.
I'm gonna reply on the walkie. I'm gonna say it's actually Dragzo now. So sorry, I only respond to that name.
Captain Dragzo.
So you're running to the
Where the
officers'
shots
quarters?
fired. Shots fired.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Okay, you run to the officers' quarters. You walk in the door and see Spency ripping out Jenkins' heart as Jenkins has a bullet hole.
It's the guy that we already got all the information from. We got the place. We got everything we needed from it.
Sure.
I will walk in and I'm seeing him just eating his heart.
Ripping it out. He hasn't gotten to eating it yet. He's ripping it out at the moment. And he has a crazy look in his eye.
One eye, that's good.
Yeah, if Enzo stops, you have the heart ripped out.
I just look at him dead in the face and just eat the whole fucking thing.
There's a lot of blood in the officer's quarters. Enzo, what do? You just standing there watching him eat a heart?
Yeah, I'm kind of in shock, I guess.
You just hear in a low, guttural voice go, "I am Butcher." And then
At this point, I am gonna take a shot at Spencer. Like, I'm terrified. Not terrified, but I'm scared. I know what I did to him. Maybe I'm not gonna shoot to like in the face or something, but I'm going for like a kneecap or try to put him down so I can go in there and maybe rewire some of those circuits.
You're using your lightning gun, right?
Yeah.
So it just goes through his whole body anyway.
Yeah, try to shock him out.
stun.
It is going to be a 10, but here's the problem. It does so much fucking damage.
Can I try to defy danger then?
Yeah, you can try to defy danger. Let's have a roll off. What'd you roll on to hit him? We're gonna roll off.
He rolled a 10.
I roll a 10.
Okay, you gotta beat a 10.
That's a natural 12.
Cool. So he Dex is out of the way, and your lightning round strikes at one of the beds and like blows off fucking a mattress across the room. A.M.I, you notice there is a discharge of lightning on the ship in the officers' quarters.
I send out a ship-wide alert. Security personnel to the quarters. Boop, boop, boop.
I'm just going to yell over the walkie, or I'm just going to reply to A.M.I, "Monster!"
Monster in the crew quarters.
I would like to make my con save now.
Okay.
That is a 10.
Okay, so you start to try to calm the beasts.
I just collapse and pass out.
You pass out. Conway's on the bridge, and he reaches down and feels the gun you gave him. He goes, "A chance." And he draws his gun and walks to the quarters. And Enzo, you see Conway come in behind you with a gun out, like waving around, like, "Where is the captain? Where's the monster?"
I'm going to just like slowly put his hand down and say, "He's already down, son." I'm going to try to restrain Spency because I still don't know what the hell's going on.
You
Can
can
we
put
just take
him in one of the brick cells that's not been destroyed.
I mean, we have a
Yeah, just take me to the med
med
lab.
bay.
You gotta strap into a bed in there,
Can we
yeah,
strap
like a
into a bed
table.
in there. Yeah, so
Oh.
we could do some tests and
Possibly.
something.
You
A little
and
bit.
Conway carry him to the med lab, and the doctor's there.
I never asked you how to play characters, but can you play this character, a shady doctor?
So he's a crazy scientist doctor?
Maybe there's
Or
a
he's like-
reason he's on the run on pirate ships or something, you know?
Okay, I'll try to ruminate on it.
Is there a way that we could spell death that's not spelt like the normal way? So his name's Dr. Death, but it's
I'm Dr. D! What seems to be the problem, Captain?
Full disclosure, our friend here may or may not have died recently for a little while. And to bring him back, I used what some might say unethical Frankensteinish methods. And he might have like a demon or alien inside of him. So we need to do some tests.
I knew we were going to get along just fine. And he rubbles his fingers together. and starts gleefully pulling out equipment and plugging stuff into Spencer to do some research.
So while unconscious, I see this figure that's very strong and not necessarily super tall, but just this shining figure of like 6 foot tall strength. Look up at it and go, "Who are you?" And just the same guttural voice that Enzo heard goes, "I am Butcher."
Spence, he's having a full comic book arc.
The alien demon hunger rage is starting to get to.
Okay, so this is what
so-
I'm gonna try. Since there is like some kind of robotic element going on to Spency's upgrade / resurrection, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm assuming there's just gonna be a USB port just like in the back of his head. I'm gonna
For
plug on,
diagnostic purposes.
plug on in, see what's up, and see if I can figure out what, if it's the readings, what I can, gather from the readings.
Roll that shit.
It's gonna be an 8.
There's like elevated certain chemicals in his bloodstream, but you're not able to pinpoint the causation of this, but something is happening on a chemical level, on a metabolic level in its system that is unintentional.
I would like the con save to wake up.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Okay, so you're like rousing. You're not fully conscious, but you see his eyes start to flutter and he starts to moan a little bit as he starts to slowly regain consciousness.
I'm gonna punch in some shut off code to make him fall back asleep.
Roll.
9.
So you punch him and he kind of falls, he seems to doze back out for at least a little bit. A.M.I, you're basically left in charge on the bridge this whole time. What are you doing?
Sanitation
Shit.
crew to the crew quarters. You're gonna need a lot of ammonia.
Try to command the crew. Roll your charisma and see if they...
7.
A few people go down there and start trying to clean it up.
I sing another sea shanty to like up their spirits, but it's like not very good. As we clean up the blood and we don't think about the scary monster that was here and that guy who got his heart ripped out.
They're unnerved and they do the job quickly and shittily, and there's definitely still like the body's gone, but there's still a fair amount of blood.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, they threw it in the brig because they didn't know what to do with it. So the body's been thrown in the brig.
The knowledge I got, I could just see that some of the chemicals are elevated at some point.
Yeah, you don't know what the causation is, though.
I want to, while I'm in here cooked up, I want to install a program into the nanobots that if volume goes that high to notify us, an alert,
Yeah.
or when they start to
Yeah.
rise.
That you'll get a buzz on your data device.
Yeah.
What do you encode it to say? What's the message you're going to receive from this?
Do like what his base level was 72 hours before is 0. And then every 10% up, it just gives me a warning.
So you just get like a number, like 10%. Is it send it to you?
Me, A.M.I, and I guess we could just throw Reggie in there.
Okay.
Reggie's like supposed to be head of security.
So when your data device gets that, it'll forward it to the robot.
Sergeant in arms. That's what he is. Literally.
And make another con save to wake up. 11.
We restrained you.
Yeah, you wake up
I come to.
trying to obey it.
I don't know what happened. I
All
just.
right, Spency. Just you and me, crazy doctor, and A.M.I. I think we need to know a little bit more about the butcher. Who is
I think when I died and you mixed my DNA with that alien DNA, might have done something to me. I feel like I have more strength than I did before. A little bit more sturdy, and I don't know. I just feel different. I feel this anger, this hunger to kill. Sorry, Enzo. Sorry. And I look at him. Let me out. Just let me go.
As I start to undo the things, I say, listen, we were going to kill that guy anyways. You just did it a lot earlier than I expected. And the eating of the heart, a little weird.
I did what? Because at that point, I'm not conscious anymore, so I don't know that I did that.
Then I look at A.M.I to put well, pull it up, show him.
I project a video recording.
It's like a camera in the corner of the room.
No, I puke everywhere.
You puke up and you see the heart you ate, and then you can go into violent vomiting fit.
Sanitation to the medical bay.
Somewhere somebody putting away a mop like starts to pull it back out. Yeah, and I think you are pretty psychologically fucked up from it. I'm gonna give you, what's the one for intelligence? That's probably the one.
Stunned.
You're stunned by this. Your brain is disassociating. So you get a -1 to intelligence.
As I sit up after that, look over at everyone. I go, I'm sorry if I scared any of you. I take a deep breath.
A.M.I.'s there holding the 2 beers and just extends one out to you.
Without looking, grab it, and I look over at Enzo and go, "Thank you for saving my life." And I exit the room and go back to my bloody quarters and just go to lay down, putting the beer in my mini fridge.
Okay, a cool compartment in the wall somewhere.
Yeah, and I go to lay down, but before I lay down, I go into my pack, and I'm gonna use one of my adventuring gear to say that I have some sleeping pills that I acquired to help me sleep through the night.
Okay, so you're gonna take a long rest. Is that what we're doing then? We're taking a make camp action.
How much wealth do we have left?
1.5.
Would that get us any kind of upgrades on this thing?
Yeah, and we still like a piece of equipment that I think with a proper roll we can make an upgrade to this.
So is that intelligence? So I gotta roll that? 15.
All right.
I got a crit success.
So you stay up. You don't go to sleep. You stay up modifying the ship.
So the shields are they have 3 levels now: high, medium, low.
Yeah,
Instead
and
of
then
just
off.
high and low.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.